BIXBI mushroom supplements are really where it all started for the company. James, our founder, grew up on a mushroom farm, and that's where he first understood the benefits of not just whole food nutrition, but the medicinal benefits that certain mushrooms bring to the table.
Our family history goes back about 35 years in mushroom farming. Quite unique for most people. But from that, I discovered there's thousands of years of history of functional and nutritional benefits of mushrooms. A number of years ago, my father got cancer, and through decades of family mushroom farming, he learned that by taking the medicinal mushrooms, it actually helped him. It didn't cure his cancer, but what it did was it allowed him to have a higher quality of life. Taking the nutritional information that we knew, we created a product with nutritionists and mycologists and veterinarians that would help dogs through what amounted to autoimmune diseases. So we have immunity, which is just a general health aid. We created joints and included natural eggshell membrane with the medicinal mushrooms to help dogs that are getting older, have arthritis, to help them lead a higher quality of life. Many dogs have reactions to their environmental issues, some of their food, or just general autoimmune diseases, and the skin and coat really counteract an overactive immune system. The best thing about the BIXBI line of organic medicinal mushrooms for dogs is that it's non-toxic. There are no contraindications with medication. It's a whole food, it's a natural ingredient. We grow all the mushrooms in the United States. Mushrooms absorb a lot of the heavy metals from their environment. We would never recommend buying any type of mushroom product from overseas.
The mushroom growing process is fascinating, but it can feel a bit complicated. We'd like to take the mystery out of the process. We start with an organic growth substrate, and substrate is just a fancy word for what the mushrooms grow in. We choose organic sorghum over other options like oats or rice because the bioconversion of sorghum is higher than with those others. This means you get more mushrooms and less substrate in the final product. We pick sorghum because it bioconverts around 95%. We start by adding a mushroom culture to our organic sorghum substrate, and we place all of that in a sealed grow bag. These bags sit in clean rooms that are kept at very specific temperatures and have triple filtered air. It's important for us to control the growth environment so we can eliminate things like heavy metals often found in dirt, tree bark, and other substrates found in the wild. The mushroom culture starts to consume the sorghum and forms a dense web of mycelium. This is called bioconversion. The mushroom is basically consuming its host. As mycelium is formed, extracellular compounds are also created in the process. These compounds are rich in powerful antibiotic, antiviral, and antifungal properties. Eventually, the sorghum substrate becomes scarce, so the mushroom thinks it's time to reproduce and also makes compounds called primordia and fruit bodies. Together, the mycelium, extracellular compounds, primordia, and fruit bodies make up the full spectrum mushroom we use in our BIXBI supplements. A full spectrum mushroom is much more powerful and beneficial than a specific extract or any single part of the mushroom like mycelium alone. The sum of the parts is much more beneficial than any individual component alone. There's another aspect of mushrooms that's important to understand. Measuring total polysaccharide levels does not give an accurate perspective on mushroom quality. You must also measure alpha and beta glucan levels to get the full picture. We set very exacting targets for alpha and beta glucan levels and test every batch to ensure we are meeting those targets. Alpha glucan levels are a measure of the substrate that is not bioconverted. This is often called chitin. You want alpha glucan levels to be low, which is why we grow on organic sorghum since it bioconverts so well. We will not release a batch of mushrooms if our alpha glucan levels exceed 5% and we average around 2%. Beta glucan levels, in contrast, are something for which you want a high percentage. Beta glucans are very beneficial because they stimulate immune system response. BIXBI mushroom beta glucan levels average 20 to 30% depending on the mushroom, and these are great numbers. From our testing, we generate a certificate of analysis with every batch and won't release products that don't meet standards. On BIXBIPet.com, we provide a glossary of mushroom terms you might find helpful.
All of our mushrooms are USDA organic, and they have the USDA organic seal on them. You'll notice our joint supplement does not, and that's because while the mushrooms are all organic, we use another ingredient called natural eggshell membrane, or NEM, and that is not organic.
There are a few things to remember about BIXBI's mushroom supplements. First, we use full-spectrum organic mushrooms in each and every recipe. Second, all of our mushrooms are sourced and grown in the USA. Third, BIXBI's mushrooms are grown in organic, gluten-free sorghum. Fourth, purity is important. We test our mushrooms for contaminants and toxins. And finally, our supplements are certified by the National Animal Supplement Council, or NASC.